Picture this. It's 1974. The Watergate scandal just reached its peak, and in the meantime, two psychologists named Kahneman and Tversky just released their book, Judgment Under Uncertainty, Heuristics and Biases. The book is a collection of research studies exploring how people make decisions under uncertain conditions, with its core thesis being that human judgment is often biased and irrational, and under different circumstances people tend to use heuristics, which are mental shortcuts. However, this can often lead to systematic biases, distorting our perception and understanding of certain situations. Something I'm sure we are all very friendly with, even though we may not know how to name it, is the argumentative bias. Imagine this. You are scrolling on social media, when you randomly encounter someone talking trash about your favorite game, saying how much game X is better. So we get heated, and start arguing, putting down the other game even if we don't hate it at all, searching for all the possible flaws that we can exploit to win the debate. Obviously no one wins those quarrels, as both of the participants were affected by the perception bias. They didn't really try to understand the other arguments, they just wanted to explain theirs. And as they approached to leave the conversation, unaware of what they just lost, they both walk out as losers. Arguing can be very beneficial when both the parts are ready to listen each other respectfully, but it can get quite dangerous when this element is not present. As said, none won the debate, but they both just precluded themselves from enjoying Game X and Game Y, which they probably never ended playing more than an hour. You might be wondering, why is that? I promise you that by the end of the video you'll have the answer you seek, but first we will need to go through various points. To be fair, the term bias as we know it is relatively new, but its concept isn't. We can go back to ancient Greece, when Plato talked about it in a more abstract way, assuming that a soul desire can affect its reasoning and judgment, followed then by Aristotle, basing it on a more emotional perspective, discussing about moral biases like pride and anger. So the concept itself is very old, and has applied to many ages in different ways. It could be the Inquisition tribunal burning innocent women cause suspected of being witches in the 16th century, or not subscribing to my channel because I'm new on YouTube in today's age. But only one thing is sure. Biases has been living with us since the first day we gained a consciousness, and get amplified day by day, translating into stereotypes or worse, and one of the situations that most amplify this is arguing. See, the thing is that when you're discussing something with someone, it's most often true contemporary speech than an actual debate between open-minded individuals ready to share and to receive different opinions and thoughts. This happens because there are many biases that come into play when arguing. This can reduce your field of vision and misguide you into the conversation. For example, you could be stuck with the same initial point, and none of the counter-argument presented, even if valid, can change your mind. This is related to your brain, using the same heuristics we talked about at the start of the video, which tricks you into misinterpreting every objection presented in favor of your opinion, missing the possibility to enrich yourself of new information and point of view. But how does this ultimately ruin games? Well, when arguing you anchor yourself on the arguments you make against Game X, and if you happen to play it later on, that will highly reflect on your experience. Every flaw will be multiplied, drawing the attention from its strong points. By arguing online with strangers, you don't gain absolutely nothing positive. On the contrary, you only end up harming yourself, and, if I may, we don't need to make this community any more toxic than it already is. I'm sure you will all agree that it's more than enough as it is. Now, let's summarize and conclude this video clearing everyone's ideas if we didn't already. When arguing online about games, actually about every form of media, you distort reality and automatically become biased. It's not something you can fix, as it's part of us, and it won't leave, but you can avoid it by simply ignoring these waste of time and keep on enjoying great games without ruining them for yourself. Or do it. It won't affect me. If you made it through the video, then consider subscribing, leaving a like and comment your thoughts. I'd also highly recommend you my previous ping-pong animation video, as it's really correlated on perspective and how they affect you. Thanks for watching.